A black town car slid sideways on the ice and stopped against the wooden gate. The engine coughed once and died. Snow blew across the hood in white sheets. A man inside slumped against the wheel. His forehead left a smear of red on the glass. The wind tore the door open before he could touch the handle. He fell face first onto the path and did not move. A gloved hand reached forward and dragged him another foot. Then another. Then he stopped. Inside the cottage above, an old woman heard the gate bang against its post. She set down her spoon. She crossed herself. She went to the door with a lantern. Her name was Nonna, and she had no idea who was bleeding on her path. Who was the stranger, and what would climb the mountain after him by morning? Stay with me on this one. She had lived on that ridge for 51 winters. The cottage was older than her grandfather. The walls were stone the color of wet bread. The roof was tile and tin patched with tar, and on bad nights the tin sang like a hurt animal. Inside there was one room downstairs and one room above, a wood stove in the middle, a copper pot on the hook, a wooden table scarred from 60 years of knives. On the wall hung a faded photograph of a young man in an Italian army uniform. That was her husband Pietro. He had been dead 22 years. She still set his coffee cup on the table every Sunday, because the priest had once told her grief was just love with nowhere to land. Her days were small and her work was steady. She kept 11 goats in a stone barn dug into the hillside. She milked them at dawn and at dusk. She made sheep cheese in round wooden molds, and twice a month a boy from the village below would drive up in a battered Fiat and load the cheese into crates and bring her flour, salt, lamp oil, and the newspaper she did not read. Her knees did not bend the way they used to. Her hands were cracked from the cold way. She did not own a television. She did not own a telephone that worked. She owned a wooden rosary, a steel kettle, an iron crucifix, and a hunting knife her husband had carried home from Greece. That December, the radio in the village said a storm was coming off the Adriatic. They said it would be the worst in 40 years. Giuseppina had heard that promise before, and she had stopped believing it. She brought the goat